If you didn't see the Daily Mail article that hit yesterday, hitting Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth again, from internal anonymous moles inside the Department of Defense. We have got to get MAGA loyal policy, national security individuals into these organizations, from the intelligence agencies through all the Department of Defense agencies and all of the operational commands and all of the service departments. We have got to get them in there, and it's not happening at the right amount and at the right levels.
Yeah, you brought up PPO and Sergio Gore, who is technically the top person over there. Now, I've heard that he might not have operational control of PPO, and there might be some beneath him, and then of course chief of staff, who are very influential in the hiring of some of these people. But also, like you said, a lot of them are hiding themselves much better this time around. And perhaps that's so, but they're still having a detrimental effect on the administration. And one way is by making sure that certain information doesn't make it into the intelligence reports that are given to the president, right? That he doesn't understand the full context of what's going on in a way that might protect, say, the agency, right? Or certain entities that they contract with. And so that there's not real accountability. They're in there that they can manage the situation.
Yeah. Speaking of Sergio Gore, look, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. I trust him. I don't think he's the issue. I think the issue is these layers of people that have been able to hide themselves inside not only the PPO operation, but throughout the government. As I said, they've had years to get better at doing this effective insertion of it's why we call them moles, and they're slowly and in a lot more methodical way, in a more nuanced way, trying to undermine this administration, just like they did the last time. That's why it's critically important that what you said in your opening, Emerald, was that we have to hold these people accountable. And these are crimes. Seditious conspiracy was used against 18 January 6th protesters successfully and resulted in over a decade of sentences for most of them, almost 2 decades in some cases. And this is actual seditious conspiracy and sedition operated by the sitting president of the United States, Barack Obama, in December 2016, and the former president, obviously, by the time Mr. Trump was able to get off. It's incredible that he was able to even get to Inauguration Day in January of 2017 and then stay in the office for the entire term. It's incredible that they weren't able to pull this off. But now we have the actual facts, as Tulsi Gabbard so wisely said yesterday, when the media that perpetuated this conspiracy and supported it and still supports it, go look at CNN's coverage today, as a matter of fact. That media tried to say that, well, these are overblown and all that. And Ms. Gabbard rightly said, no, we have released the documents. This is the third tranche that they released yesterday. These are the facts. Even 2 of the high-level analysts for the CIA that are career national security professionals are talking to Ms. Gabbard and her team, and they're confirming things like Brennan insisted that the Steele dossier be used. Does that sound opposite of what he just said in public sworn under oath testimony to Trey Gowdy in that committee? Exactly right. He's a liar. He's not only a liar, he's a damn liar. He's a traitor to this country. Barack Obama is a traitor to this country. Every individual that worked this operation that didn't report it publicly to the authorities is a traitor to this country. They're traitors that, look, Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederate States of America, never did something to this level of treachery and treason to the United States government. He's on the record saying even that he would never do that when he was still a senator before the Civil War started. So this treachery exceeds anything that has ever happened in an attempt to overthrow the government of the United States of America. That's where we're at. We have got to get accountability and get these criminals charged, tried, and convicted. The evidence is now clear, and we have it.
That's right. And so, as far as the perjury before Congress charges, and isn't it up to now Congress to send a referral to the DOJ for a perjury indictment?
Well, that's one methodology. And then, of course, the Director of National
They're
Intelligence
usually
is
pretty
also
worthless, but
openly referred. Say that again.
yeah. I said, well, they're
Yeah.
usually pretty worthless, and I know Tulsi made
Yeah.
made her referrals as well. But
Yeah.
I think at least they should jump on the bandwagon here, since it did happen in a congressional committee
Well, they
hearing.
absolutely should. Unfortunately, we don't have many spines in the Republican Party in the majority of the United States Congress, and we need to replace every single one of those coming up here in 2026. And it's a
And that's
challenge. We've got to get that done, especially if they don't move forward very quickly on this.
Yeah, that's one reason we got in this mess, because there was no one to hold this rogue administration of Obama and with their coup plotters accountable. They played ball with it through the Russiagate collusion hoax and made it more difficult, Paul Ryan and all, on Trump to govern in his first term. I would say they're all traitors as well.